going on what I've been thinking about and what I'm going to talk about now, Cambell. So
Yes.
you brought out the phrase, which is now worldwide, ether popping. That was you. Okay. Cheryl went up to you and said, "What are you doing, Cambell?" You said, "Oh, just ether popping." It's stuck, and we've been using that since. Okay. That's Cambell's. But it's everyone is saying it because it explains it so well. These magical flow states that we find ourselves in. Okay. But you've got to set yourself challenges. Okay. You can't just sit there on your laurels. Fuck all will happen, guys. Okay. So I'm just going to hit Cambell up with this. But thankfully, in our brief chat before the show, Cambell was already up on this philosophy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take aspects of an old philosophy that I used to look into years ago. And it is the philosophy of objectivism, which was put forward by the most intelligent woman in the world, so they say at the time, Ayn Rand. So Ayn Rand, although I believe her to be probably a Jesuit, a plant, etc., her information and her data was the correct data. I believe it to be the correct data. And it is this: the philosophy states that we are not our brother's keeper. Our brother has to face challenges to grow and evolve for them. It is, if you interfere with this process, you take away the opportunities they had of becoming a better human. Altruism makes other people weak. Now, with this philosophy, it's based on you must do what makes you happy, not give all of your power away to the collective religion, the collective military, the collective education system. It doesn't even matter, the collective them, because they are the matrix. They will fight hanger and tongue to protect their comfort zone away from the real world. Now, all you have to do is use reason and your basic morals. So above all, be kind. Now, this theology sounds a little bit selfish, to be standing alone. And I find it quite scary. And I find it really tricky. And I find it multi-layered and highly complex to get right down to the nitty-gritty of this idea. But it seems that there are two types of people. There are the producers, which are the creative geniuses. They are the minds, the architects of this realm. There are only, everything that you see here has come out with a product of the human mind, but there are only a few here that do that. The rest are consumers. The consumers, they desire. They are stinking fucking jealous of creativity, the creative spark. Okay. Now, what they want you to do is they want you to compromise your creative instincts and give yourself to the collective for them so they can use your creative instincts. Above all, you must stay true to yourself. Never sell out that cheap. Never sell out at all. Stay true to yourself forever and ever. Never compromise yourself. And that is the theology. Now, I watched a film. Now, you were aware of Atlas Shrugged, yes, Cambell?
Yes.
Yes. So what did you think of that philosophy?
Yeah, man. It's an interesting book, isn't it? It's basically like the greatest minds, I guess, the greatest, producers, as you put it, creative minds start disappearing, right?
Yeah.
And they sort of all end up basically in a place on an island or whatever where they can pull their creative genius. And because they're doing that and not being, like pulled into the matrix, because they're allowed to be their own creativity, they basically come up with all the solutions that we need, right?
Yes. Yeah. And the narcissists, and they bleed off us, they're just like our divine spark, they see it, they want it, and, they want our creative instinct. But I'm not going to be giving that away. And I am going to be, it sounds selfish, but like, the things like, people want to do, I talked to my friend yesterday, he had like the death in the family and that, and he was like, I'm not really into it. It's just pissing me off. And I'm like, well, do you really, is it selfish of me to say that you should just like, this is like that avatar, this body could have been a bouncing baby by now and reborn. You know, why should you just presume that this is all the same case? And people want you to join in with it. Now, what the fuck will that achieve? Is that going to help them? No, that's not going to help them to repair themselves and heal after a grief. Okay, I did that shit alone. Yeah, well, actually with the help of the community. But you know, in relationships too, you know. So say we've both done this. I gave my life for self-sacrifice. I sacrificed my life, guys. At least 20 years for keeping care of sick people. First my wife, who then died, and then my mother, who then died. But I did the best, and I'm proud of what I did. But at the end of the day, I gave the best years, well, 20 years of my life away. Okay. Now, did I really have to fucking do that? No, it did breed resentment. I was resentful. I was resentful. I was having my life robbed. And it's the same if you're in a partnership with a wife for the sake of the children, or just because you're frightened of change, or you're just fucking used to it and you're scared to step outside of the box. Man, that's just going to be resentment both sides. When all you're thinking about is shagging other women, she's probably thinking about shagging other men, and you're not happy with one another. Now, how the fuck does that work? You know, this opposition, you know, that's created by the... it's almost as if the universe knows what I'm thinking, you know, what I'm up to. You know, I really do think this is important information. I think that the information housed within this could heal the world. You know, there would be no more wars, because if everyone's doing what the fuck they want, you wouldn't even go to war. There wouldn't be a need for wars. There wouldn't be a need for any of that shit anymore. If people did what they wanted to do to make them happy. Is it selfish? No. Is it fuck? Why is it selfish when, you know, all is mind, and, you know, you got to live your life in this realm and try and navigate it the best you can? Why is it selfish? I don't think so. I don't think so. So your thoughts, Cambell, my brother?
See, you can't, first of all, you can't change anyone else. So if you're out there trying to, you know, change people, you can't, because, and we know this because when someone comes up to you and says, change, believe what I say, what do you tell them? F off, man. You're crazy. Like, so it clearly doesn't work. And like you said, like see, the thing is, we're all creative geniuses, right? But as soon as we let other people start sapping our energy and telling us where we should focus it, yes, we've lost it all, man. We've lost ourselves. Like, we're all here to do different things. We're not all here to do the same, right? We're supposed to be like, you know, a symphony of color. We're not supposed to be black and white. But everyone wants black and white. They all want us to join their little group, join the collective, and all that really means is think exactly what we think, believe what we believe. And like you said, what's that going to achieve? Because in the end, all they're really doing is promoting the system. And it's because, like you said, they're scared, right? They're in a job and they're scared that if they leave and follow their dreams, they'll lose their house, or what will people think, or, you know, that people are stuck in positions, like you said, because they're not being themselves, and they're giving their power away and letting other people make decisions for them.